What do you want me to do to go on your back?
Just open it.
Oh, okay.
So air flows through.
Okay.
Alright, let me get this up on my phone. Am I live? I believe so. I think I'm on. Hi. When you hop on, say hi and let me know you're here. How is everyone today? Give everybody just a second to hop on. If this is not a good time for everybody, if y'all would like for me to go live at a different time, please let me know. You know, I hope that each week that, you know, a lot of you would join in so you can ask questions live. But, you know, if it's a bad time, let me know. Hi, Miss Linda. How are you? About another minute. How's your week been, Linda? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I know people don't like to sit around in the beginning of lives and just wait. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today we're going to work on a Magnolia winter wreath, and we're going to do it on a 12-inch base that I picked up at Walmart. I don't know how your Walmarts are, but a lot of times they don't have the really good grapevines that I like. They have these. So we're going to use these. You're okay, and it's a good time for you. I believe that. You've been here, I believe, every week since I started. And I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to cut this tag off. Again, this is a 12-inch base from a Walmart. And it's not real round, is it? So we're just going to find out how it lays the best, and we'll cover the ugly side. I think that's this side, because that's where the end piece is. And on these type of wreaths, you can always see that end part unless they take the time to tuck them in. So we'll cover that yucky looking part. There we go. And we'll leave this prettier part out. Busy, just not with wreaths. I'm sure everybody's going to get a little busier because the holidays are coming. I know my schedule is definitely beefed up. All right, so we're going to use, again, big pieces. You can always cut these pieces down, but to save time, I use them in as big a pieces as I possibly can, and then at the end I'll go in and cut things down and fill in as necessary, you know, in all the little spots. So this is, where's my tag? This is a Magnolia flocked leaf spray. And so since we're doing it on a grapevine, I just take and I shape it to the shape of the wreath. So I bent it all like that. Okay? Now because this is a big piece, we're going to use a zip tie to hold it on. We won't always zip tie, but we are for this one. And we're going to bring the little nubby point to the front so the back is smooth, okay? Let me see how that's hanging there. I believe I like that. We're going to put one more on it down in here to control this vine just so it lays and stays like we want it to. Again, make sure your zip tie little nubby is to the center so your back is clean. That hurt. I'm not tightening it down super duper tight because I don't want to break these little pieces of the grapevine. They're just really thin little branches. They're not like regular grapevines. Not sure what these are called. It's not angel hair. That's like the mossy like ones. But if you've gone to your local Walmart lately, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about here. All right, we got to cut the little nubbies off. Hey Carol, welcome. All right, as with everything, it's wired, so bend it around so it's got the shape of your wreath. Okay, that looks good. What do y'all think so far? Now, I took a second one of these and cut a little piece off. I need a piece that comes this way. Actually, I probably need to get this off before I go any further, don't I? I'm going to try these. Ah! I didn't see that. My RA does not get the best of me. I find ways, you guys. One more little piece. Alright, that was tough. Okay. So let's go back and fix what I just messed up. Okay. Now we're going to take this other piece that I cut off and shape it to go this way. Okay? We're going to glue these in. These aren't whole picks or sprays, so these should be able to fit fairly well through these tightly woven pieces. Remember, lay it flat and weave it in. Woo! Got a little hot glue on my finger. Just bend it around a little bit. Okay. Looks kind of wild and crazy right now, I know. It won't for long. Thank you so much, Carol. Hi, Casey. Welcome. All right. The next piece that we're going to add, or pieces, are these Magnolia picks. They come with a good bit of greens and stuff already on them. I love picks like this. You can use them as a whole, like we're going to do, or you can break them down and use the individual pieces. But like we always do with picks, we're going to shape them. Okay, and we're going to use 3. So we're going to do one up here, one here, and one down here. I'm going to cut them down just a little. Oh, because we don't need all that extra. Man, I can't cut much of anything, can I? There we go. I don't know if y'all saw the picture of the wreath we made last week. I just posted it in the group before I came live. I had to make a change, or 2 changes. I added a tail at the bottom just because I thought it needed some balance. And then gosh, I lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. What was I saying? Oh, I added a 3rd tail to the bottom because it balanced it out. And then I dropped my cutters out of my hand when it was laying on the table, and it chipped the edge of the snowman sign. So I had to change the snowman out. But it was a happy accident because I actually like the bells that I put on there in place of the snowman. So it was a happy accident. I wasn't too upset. Yeah, I would have totally used these magnolia leaves in something without magnolias. I have no problem doing that. Alright. This one I think we're going to go up here with. Yeah. There we go. Awesome. Wait, now that I'm thinking about what you said, are they heavily glittered? If they're heavily glittered, I would probably use them in like a whimsical design or a heavily flocked design. But if they're just lightly dusted, yeah, I'd say you could use them with anything. Okay, so this last one, we're going to go right in here with. These pine cones have like a white tint to one side, so I'm making sure all the pine cones are turned the right way, so the right color is showing. Okay. This needs to come in a good bit. Oh, can I get it out? Thank the Lord. I make it look easy. Well, I hope I'm explaining so it's easy for you. It would be a hot mess. Well, y'all, I make hot messes, so don't be afraid to make a hot mess. As y'all saw last week with the ribbon, the first time I had ever played with it, just get in there and get your hands dirty with it. The good thing about things is you don't have to glue it in the first go around. You can do a test run first before you glue anything in. Okay, I know just what has to happen in my issue here. My stem is too long, and it's this fine branches, so we're going to cut it down a little bit. Hi, Sherry. Yes, chunky like glitter. I would use it in a heavily flocked than whimsical design. I wouldn't try to do it in a natural design. That light dusting of glitter in a natural design is okay because it almost mimics the way, you know, a light snowfall or a frost looks on leaves when the sun hits it. But yeah, you don't want too heavy of a flocked material. You love that test run before the glue. It has saved me so many times, Casey. I mean, some people, you know, say that it wastes time. I would rather spend a little more time to make sure I got things right and that I was happy with, because my OCD-ness would drive me crazy. All right, I bent it a little bit because since I'm having a hard time, I'm just going to go the easy route and use a trusty zip tie. I'm not going to mess with it. That's the difficult thing about these type wreaths that you get from Walmart. I'm going to pull this down. Yeah. I'm really picky. I'll spend, I don't know, 30 minutes in the aisle at Hobby Lobby or Michael's picking out grapevines because I'm that picky. Alright, I think I'm way happier with that now. So once you get these big pieces in, it's just a matter of going in and twisting the individual elements of each pick face forward. Remember, we talked about that last week. Sometimes they're turned around backwards in the little groupings, and you have to fix that. Can't leave it. And then just fluff. And we're going to add a little bit more. So in these pieces, we've got a little bit of eucalyptus. We're going to pull in a different flavor, different style, different type of the eucalyptus that coordinates, and that's how we're going to fill everything in. I'm going to put one more piece of leaves back there, I think. I've got these right here. I wonder... I think I could totally do that. Pull one off. Woo. So back to what I was saying. So since this has some eucalyptus in it, I'm going to use these other eucalyptus picks to do the rest of my filler to fill in. Okay. So I'm going to take these two and I think stick them right here. Yep. So as you see, I'm trying to keep the shape of the wreath. That's something I always keep in mind when I'm designing and as I add elements. I want the shape to kind of be the same. Okay, so we've got a big gap, a big hole right here. I have to fill that in to keep the shape. Okay, so let me get my trusty stool. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Carol. All right, so here are the picks. It's got these little white glitter balls on it. So that's what we're going to use to fill in. Now, when I fill, I start at the bottom. So I'm going to lift and place that one in. And then you fluff and turn. Just like that. And we'll take another. We're going to use a few of these as whole picks. Okay. Now, we're going to put one here in the middle. And you just spread them out and fluff. So see how nicely that's filling in already? Uh-oh, we lost some white pieces. Let's see where those go. Right there, I believe. I don't know where that white piece is supposed to go. I don't see its hooking point. So we'll say that. Alright, so this next piece we're going to put right up here because you can see there's a hole. Remember, if you drop something in your glue or like this, I got a little bit of my leaf in the glue, just let it dry and you'll be able to pick it off as a whole. It won't ruin your piece. This has to go in a little bit. There we go. Alright, well I'm just pulling these off left and right. There it is. Pulling off the glue. There we go. Oh, there it is. I see where these are supposed to go on. No, I think it's fine. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. They're not that important. Hi, Linda. Okay, we're going to put another one out here. I think, hang on, let me stand back and look and fluff. One there, one there, one there. We're almost done. This is a super easy one, guys. Okay, then come up under this side and add your piece over here. I'm going to have to trim that one down. I can't get it out. Okay, maybe that works. Make sure you're separating and fluffing. There. That was a little trying. Okay, very good. We need a little bit more up there. See, right in here we're a little sparse. We're going to put one along the back. Hi, Christy. Okay, so we're going to come back here. All right. Now, the last piece I'm going to add is this. Oh, come on out. It's a, what is it called? 20-inch silicate ball spray. I'll hold it up close so you can see. It's kind of got a little golden shimmer. They're really cute. We're going to put some of these in here. So I'm going to put a bigger one up here in this area. I use it as kind of like a start point for the eye. It's bigger. It's a contrasting color, so it's going to draw your eye a little bit. There you go. And then we'll just take all the pieces and place them in kind of evenly spread out. Okay. I'm going to put one up here, I think. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. many more pieces do I have? 2. So let's put a big one down here and another little one out this way. Here we go. Not enough. Linda, the grapevine wreath that I started with was a 12-inch. And right now we're looking at about 22 to 23 inches wide and about 31 inches long. So it's still not a small wreath. Do another big one down here, coming out down there. You're welcome. Pretty awesome, huh? I think I might use one more of these. I think I'm going to use it right up under there or out here. Maybe out. If I do it there, that kind of gets both. Okay. Sorry, talking to myself. All right, so since I need a little bit more coverage out here and up under here, I'm going to put this in the middle so I can fan it out to cover both. So see, I can take this pick and kind of angel it so it's going to, doggone it, these pieces. Why do they keep falling out? At least I'm getting them glued on now. Alright. So we'll come up. Yeah. Is that where I really want it? This is my last one, so I have to make sure it's where I really want it. So we'll test run it. I'm almost thinking probably up under here is better. What do y'all think about that? Y'all like that? Now, if you can see any glue spot, I use moss to cover it. I'll just put a little bit of a glue spot on it, take my finger and poke the moss down over it. When you're doing natural wreaths like this, sometimes you'll be able to see down to the grapevine and you might see a glue spot. And it might be in an area where you can't put another piece to cover that mechanic. So moss, I use all different kinds as long as it kind of matches, you know, the project that I'm using. Or the project that I'm doing, I should say. Thank you, Linda. So yeah, I think that's where that one's going to go. I don't think I can split it very well. All right. Thank the Lord. I just pulled a bunch of leaves off too. It wasn't laying right, so I pulled it back out. I'm going to cut it down just a little bit so I have less space. I got to weave it through that wreath because that's not easy. These are wound really tight. Not like the real open ones. I don't even see where these came up. Oh, over here. I think I can put it in now. It's really hard to find a place to put this in now. All right. I think that did it. Yay. Okay. Okay, let me stand back and look at it and see if I've got all the holes filled. Yeah, I think I do. All right, what do y'all think? It ends up being, so we're looking at 32 by the longest tip to 23. So it's 32 inches long, 23 inches wide, and we're looking at about 8 inches deep. So still a large wreath on a small frame. No ribbon, just natural. Thumbs up, thumbs down, hearts. Does anybody have any questions? Sometimes I take off out of here fairly quickly because I don't want to waste your time, but if y'all got questions, I'm more than happy to stay around and answer. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I'll try to get pictures taken today and put up. Sometimes my weather doesn't cooperate with me and it's raining outside and I don't take the pieces that I'm going to sell. I don't take them outside to photograph. and I don't have a lot of good lights here in my shop. So that picture that I posted of last week's wreath, that was taken here in my shop on my garage door, and I don't like doing those too often, but I will if I have to. Again, so we used one of these silicate ball picks. We used 3 Magnolia sprays that had, you know, some different greenery on it. We used 2 sprays of the flocked magnolia leaf, and I think we used 6 bundles, 6 or 7 bundles of the filler eucalyptus. Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Linda. All right, well, does it seem like there's any questions? So I'm not going to show you guys how I do the moss. Really, it's just if you see a spot, take your glue gun, put a little dot of glue, take a little wad of your moss, and just stuff it on there. So I take it like this, I kind of wad it in my hand so I can ball it. I'll put a little dot of hot glue and then just work it in. And that covers whatever mechanic that I couldn't cover with flowers, and it keeps with the natural theme. So there you go, ladies. If you can't find grapevines online and you didn't know how to use the Walmart ones like this, now you do. Now you know what you can do with them. All right. Happy Friday, and y'all have a great weekend. I will see you guys next week. Thanks.